Get ready for some great music and great stories. Band in Seattle starts right now. Welcome to Band in Seattle. I'm Xander Denke, and with me is David Michael Stedman, songwriter, music editor, and lead singer of the band the Stax Brothers, to talk about tonight's bands, Jessica Lynne and the Cousins, and the Banner Days.
Jessica Lynne is an immigrant from Denmark and a first-rate country singer. As a fan of the true roots of country, back when country was doing that sexy waltz with the blues, in that context, Jessica's journey to make it in America is what country music and this country is all about. In its finest hour, country is really an outsider's music. And up here in Seattle, she ain't just country. She's the real deal. She's honky-tonk.
That's right. Stick around. We'll be right back with Jessica Lynne and the Cousins.
Hi, I'm Jessica Lynne. I am the front woman of Jessica Lynne and the Cousins, and I'm a full-time musician. I know where I wanna be. I grew up in Denmark, and I moved here to the States in 2010. I didn't have a lot of outlets for music down there. It took a lot of hard experiences for me to finally choose my path and up and move to the States. I got out of an abusive relationship, and in all that soul searching, I came back with a very clear vision of what I wanted to do.
She's one of the hardest working musicians in this town, and she's not even from here. She's really started to make a name for herself.
She is just a very positive, energetic, wonderful person.
She writes incredible songs. Her songwriting skills are pretty much unmatched. You leave her concerts, even though I've been in the band for years and I've played the same songs over and over, I'm always leaving a show playing the songs that I've been playing for years, just over and over in my head.
Kenny Chesney said it the best. He said he didn't start growing until he stopped trying to be somebody else and just started being himself. And I think that is the most important thing that we can do, because that's the only truly unique thing you have is you. What's a guy to a girl like me? I don't think my band necessarily loves this, but most of my songs come to me very much already arranged. So I'm hearing all these instrument parts, I'm feeling the groove, and I have to bring it in and try and relay what kind of drum groove I want, what kind of bass line I'm hearing. So most of the time it's pretty locked in. Oh, my little country girl, make my head spin, yeah. It's great though when they come in and then they hear something that I didn't hear. We actually went in the studio with the song My, 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 and Nicole comes up with this little fiddle thing in the beginning. I can't even hear the song without it now. So I'm trying to let go of control a little bit because these are solid and very talented musicians, and I want them to be able to be their best without me over-controlling everything. Oh, my little country girl, sure learn a lot here. Now you're realizing you can have it all or something better, and you're ready to take aim at life and give it a shot. Oh, my little country girl, give it all you got. You take a chance and you roll the dice and you point to a place on the map and you just go there. My, it's about following your dreams. And I started writing it about a friend of mine who also just adores country music, and just seeing her going through figuring out who she is and that whole journey, the personal journey. That's basically what it's about, is finding yourself. And then, of course, as I hit the bridge, I realized it's about myself as well.
There's a girl inside you, and she's longing to be free. I know what it feels like, 'cause she's still inside of me. Oh my, oh my, my, my. Oh my, oh my, my, my. Didn't see it coming, caught me by surprise. We're about as over as can be. You don't have to say it, I can see it in your eyes.
Jessica, I met her close to 4 years ago. I host a singer-songwriter showcase, and she came in and played. I literally walked up to her after that show and told her I was her drummer for life.
And I'm like, all right, I got myself a drummer, now let's go find the rest.
And we got Nicole Clare in on fiddle, and thus then we just slowly started building the band.
And we can walk that floor, we can spend that long time. You'll never wrap your head around this heart of mine.
I was kind of singing in other bands when I got here, and to just try the whole band experience when I didn't have one myself. And I was in a band called Palatine Avenue, and Nicole was the fiddle player. And of course, Nicole and I hit it off. She's got the best fiddle licks, and they just complement my music really, really well.
It really spans the gamut, you know? It's not just country music, it's not radio country, it's not pop country, it's not all roots and Americana, it's not bluegrass, it's everything. And then it's all Jessica Lynne.
Well, I'm gonna find me someone new, and he's gonna be hotter than Mississippi in July. Yeehaw!
Paul is my bass player and also plays mandolin. He and Cubby, when they lock in, it's amazing. And he's got some really good vocals too.
It just feels like there's a power, a force that we're just pushing out to the audience, and you can tell that they're loving it.
Well, we can walk that floor, we can spin that long twine. You'll never wrap your head around this heart of mine.
I'm getting more into singing more of the harmonies in the band. I've mostly been just focusing on the bass and mandolin parts. But there are a few songs like Mississippi in July and How Long that I get to sing harmonies on.
Oh Lord, look at them wheels go. She got them spinning around on a dirt road. He'll be eating her dust before he knows. Oh Lord, look at them wheels go. She knows she's never gonna fall into the same old traffic again. Since she ain't got news, not even to time and her with her best friend.
Wheels was one of the first songs that I wrote when I moved here.
Wheels is such an intense song. That is the girl power song, and I adore it. I love getting to sing back up on that song with Jess.
And that was one of the songs that I really just hooked into and loved, and was like, oh, this kind of country can actually be really kind of Zeppelin-y dark rock. There is that mix of a good hard rock song with country.
Now that she knows she can set her heart free, she's better off. She can set her mind at ease.
Wheels, great song, great angsty song, and she gives me a burn-in solo where I actually get to shred in country, and that doesn't happen too often.
Yeah, Jason is the other rock star. We're always struggling for the limelight. But he looks the part, and then he just shreds that thing. Even when I have like my lowest lows and I really don't see where this is going, I still don't want to do anything else. When I get feedback from people that a song touched their life, that really drives me, and that really makes me feel like I'm adding some value to the world. I definitely have big plans. I want to get my music out into the world on the grandest scale possible. I have no idea how that's going to happen, but I believe that it can, and I believe that it will.
Beth Whitney and Bradford Loomis' project, The Banner Days, hit me square in the heart as a songwriter. It's a band, it's a song, it's an album, it's a concept, referring to an old saying, a time to remember and celebrate. The word elegant is so often misconstrued, but for this small combo, it's perfect. From the moment a microphone first met a radio, right up until now, a group like The Banner Days was meant to huddle around it and broadcast their intimate songs into the homes of lonely hearts.
So stick around and listen up. We'll be right back with The Banner Days.
Love running, reaching my blood. I may seem to be worse for the wind, but I've been in days are here. I'm here to take you home. So everything I own. I may never add much to my
Aaron and I have played music together for, I want to say 10 years or so. I've known him since I was about 4 years old. We've toured the West Coast, toured regionally together as a duo.
The Banner Days has just been so fun. It happened at an amazing time. Beth was pregnant. Bradford had heard our stuff and he loved it.
Well, I spent a lot of time just being a solo performer, just me and a guitar.
I met Bradford for the first time in a Lord of the Rings themed venue. That's when we got to hear each other's music for the first time. We played on the same bill. If I didn't know any better, I'd think he had just stepped out of the 1830s and onto the stage.
Bradford is family now.
Couldn't get crazy, you, me, and our pockets are empty, but we're alive and it might as well be that I've been in days are here. I'm here to take you home. So
when I first heard Beth's stuff, I was blown away at the vivid simplicity with which she writes. She has a way of painting a picture really quickly, really simplistically. It just tugs at your heartstrings.
Making music is so important. All sides of it can break my heart, and all sides of it can heal me. It's a language, it's one that I find I'm having to speak to survive.
I've been in days are here. I've been in days are
The Banner Days is a nostalgic phrase. When you would talk about a day that you remembered fondly, you would say that was a banner day. Instead of having it be something in the past, kind of taking these days right now that are in front of us and saying, these are the banner days.
Taking something that's typically used retrospectively to paint a picture of optimism. It's about choosing that optimism.
I'll take you. I'll take you.
Dance With Me is actually the first song I wrote with my wife, and it's a tune about a short story about a little girl who spends her days with her grandmother, who's a Romanian refugee. And she goes to bed at night. She dreams up all of these elaborate scenarios of who her grandmother was.
You'll rise and dream. Can you hear the wind whistling through the willows, swaying in time with the reed?
Come Dance With Me is my son's favorite song.
Ever since he was little, just first born, we would drive back and forth, over to Leavenworth. None of the other songs on the record is Come Dance With Me, 2 hours on repeat, keep him to sleep. It's definitely his favorite song on the record.
Come dance with me, come on and dance with me, oh, all along the shores of the great black sea. I've put on my dancing shoes, my ruby red dancing shoes. Come dance with me while we're still young and free.
Reach into the guts of humanity and just sings it.
Wanted Man is just the kick in the pants. It's so fun to play, just that driving, stomping beat.
Heavier, more kind of channeling the spirit of rock and roll kind of a song.
I long for you, but I will never be. I need you.
It's a great juxtaposition of the duet of both everything, their voices. It's like the lion and the lamb. His power and grit, and Beth's soft, just beautiful. And their songwriting, it's just this amazing combination.
There's a lot of different ways that I sing. Beth, on the other hand, she has such a pure, beautiful tone. I'm confident Beth could make anybody sound like $1 million if she sang with them.
Bradford's growl, it's amazing. He does have to be a little careful with the use of it. He tried to teach Beth to growl one time we were on tour in a long car ride, right? And she couldn't even, come close.
My dad used to coach my teens growing up. He used to use this phrase, soft hands, and that's when the ball's flying at you, instead of like getting kind of rigid and scared and having the ball smack your hand and hit the ground, you go with it a little bit. I was thinking about that and applying it to life. The sun comes up and the day's in front of me, instead of like, what's gonna happen? And that I've just go with it. This song claims that I do that.
You sing it enough, you say it enough, you hope that it takes root.
I think that might be my favorite song on the record. It's such a good song. And I don't know if there's ever been a more aptly named song, because it really gets stuck in your head.
Some people sleep like a bowling ball, others as light as the air. Some people sleep like they ain't nothing wrong with me. I fall asleep to the song in my head.
Well, that's it for tonight's Band in Seattle. If you want to hear more, check us out on bandinseattle.com, where you can hear full concerts and find links for more information about our bands and where they're playing next. David?
And to stay up with the latest in the Band of Seattle scene, check out my new website, 100milesofmusic.com. We celebrate the underdogs of music.
You have to check it out. Thanks for watching. Join us next week for more great music and great stories on Band in Seattle.